This is the latest edition of Front Up, and I'm Whitey Willauer, and I've got a great guest today, karabuzanowski.
That's correct.
Did I get it right?
That's right.
And what is your position here in town?
I'm the new DPW director out at 188 Matticat Road.
I see. That's quite a challenge, isn't it?
It is, and unusual for a woman, but I was previously the DPW director in Northborough, up in central Massachusetts, and loved doing it, loved the staff, and I am so pleased with the transition to Nantucket. Fantastic crew, wonderful place. The people I've met have been fantastic.
I'm glad to hear that. There were complaints in the past about the DPW crew. Yeah.
No, they work very, very hard. I like to say that the reason that Nantucket looks so good is all the work that they do behind the scenes. You don't see them a lot, but the reason everything looks as well as it does is their hard work.
Yeah, I can notice an improvement.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
You don't see papers around the road, and they're cutting back the bushes.
Constant, yes.
Yeah.
The winter time is the time that they do spend a lot of effort on doing the brush cutting. And I have to say that they have really gone to town this year. Maya Comet Road, Surfside, Old South. Yeah, they've done a wonderful job.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, what responsibilities do you have overall, in other words?
Well, the DPW takes care of the roadways, the cemeteries, the parks. I'm sorry, not all the cemeteries, the town cemeteries, the parks, snow and ice removal, and then we also have the sewer mains, the sewer system, as well as 2 wastewater treatment plants, one in Surfside, one in Sconset, and then also the landfill.
So you've got 3 big operations.
Yes.
Which 2 of them are the biggest consumer of power on
the island. Absolutely. The Surfside wastewater treatment plant and the landfill. The landfill, we spend over $400,000 a year just on electricity, and the Surfside plant is right up there as well.
That's amazing.
It is. It is.
And what, 92% of our waste is processed
at the landfill. Yes. Yeah, it's a model facility. I know the southeast region of DEP is very proud of the recycling and the composter, and landfill mining is something that you don't find very often. Most towns choose to cap their landfills, cover it with clay, and then do a collection system for the leachate that comes from the long-term degradation. But in Nantucket's case, because of the value of the land, they've chosen to mine the old residuals from the landfill, and they're now processing them again. And what we have left is basically plastic that doesn't degrade, and that's being put in the bale fill at the landfill.
And if you get rid of this whole Mount Nantucket, you're going to use it again, or what's going to happen? Right
now the plan is to continue to landfill the bales of plastic that are not recyclable or reusable, and so we will continue to have that landfill space. The present operator, Waste Options, has started to talk about the possibility of a gasification facility, which they would gasify the bales that are presently being landfilled. But that project is in the very, very early stages. We have a long way to go on that.
Yeah. Now, you're going to seal, once you get everything gone, then you're going to seal the land, aren't you, so it doesn't leach into Long Pond?
Yes. We do have to create a cell that has an impermeable base, and then we have to put an impermeable cover over it. It's part of the closing requirements that DEP puts on all landfills. In Nantucket's case, it'll be much smaller because of the mining activity that's going on right now.
So you're going to still have some materials here.
There will be.
But you're not going to add to it, are you?
Well, with the mining, there will be additional bales created. And we're on phase 2A, cell 2A, and that's got probably another year and a half left, and then we'll have to move into cell 2B. But it's much lower than the old landfill.
And so after that's all done, then the hope is that you would gasify the residuals if the DPU allows you to do that.
Right.
Right. I got that. Now, what's happening out at the new wastewater treatment plant?
The Surfside plant?
Yes.
Well, we've recently had an upgrade completed several years ago, and the plant is, operating well. There is a new comprehensive wastewater management plan that's being planned to begin once the money gets voted at the annual town meeting in the end of March. That money will be allocated to look at a whole variety of different pieces of the puzzle. It's a very large puzzle on Nantucket. The beauty of the environment and the care that the people have taken of the island is just so apparent with the effort and the money that's been put into the myriad of activities, such as the wastewater treatment plant, the excavation of the landfill mining. The CWMP will look at the possibility of bringing the proposed Matticat sewer, pipe it across the island, and bring it to the Surfside plant. What we have to look at the Surfside plant is whether, number one, we have the capacity, the ability to take the additional flow, and if it's economically feasible to do that as opposed to building the plant in Matticat. So they've got a pretty big nut to crack on that. I know that we met yesterday with Lauren Sinatra and George Aronson about the energy at the Surfside treatment plant. And as you mentioned, Surfside is one of the 4 largest users of electricity on the island, and we did do some discussions about some solar panels, which I think would be wonderful if we knew whether we need to expand the capacity at the plant or not. So I think at that meeting we agreed that it might be premature yet, but I am in favor of anything that would improve our electric bills at both the landfill and the wastewater treatment plant.
Yeah, because if you improve your electric bills, then that directly lowers the rates to the consumer.
Right. The sewer and the solid waste are both enterprise funds, and they were set up that way so that they could be accounted for separately from the general fund. And in the case of the sewer rates that the users pay go directly into the enterprise fund, and any of the tipping fees that are collected for the land
fees are the fees you pay when you
go to the landfill.
Right, you go to the landfill.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's accounted for separately as well. So in effect, I've got 3 different budgets. I've got the general fund and the DPW, and then I've got the sewer fund and the sewer enterprise and the solid waste fund and the solid waste enterprise fund.
So you've got a full deck.
Three separate budgets, yeah.
Now last year, not this year, but the previous year, we had the Worcester Polytech kids here, and we set them out on a project to determine how many people were on the island at any one time. And we used this algorithm that the amount of household trash correlates very directly with the number of people. So we were able to see the number of people that were on the island. You couldn't do this in any other place because people take their household trash to wherever.
Right.
And this was a very interesting process because we could then correlate the amount of electricity usage with the number of people on the island. Yeah. So how do you count the household trash? I mean, how do you keep track of that?
Well, it's brought in a variety of methods. Some of the homeowners will bring it in themselves. Some homeowners have collectors who will bring them in. And it's interesting knowing that the highest occupation on the island is in August. Our highest trash month is actually September. So it takes a little while for the numbers to make themselves known at the landfill.
Is there a time lag, or is that when everybody's throwing everything out?
Yes, yeah, where they clean up for the end of the summer.
I see, I see. So tell me about the sewer system. Are you in charge of the sewer system also?
Yes. Yep, the collection system as well as the wastewater treatment plants. Losing the name of the consultant, AECom,
Yep.
has been employed by the island to do the previous comprehensive wastewater management plan. And in that, there was an extensive listing of potential projects for sewering the island. It also talked about some inflow and infiltration work, stormwater work, but in terms of sewer, they identified needs areas where the properties are of a certain age, that their systems no longer typically would function the way they should, that there's smaller lots where they don't have replacement areas for septic systems, or that the areas where the house has soils that are not suitable.
Yeah.
So they took a look at those areas and created needs areas and developed a capital program that would take care of sewering these areas. It was interesting that a lot of the area that they chose to begin with was downtown, which were the older sewers. And we still have vitrified clay pipes in some of the roads downtown. And we have beautiful stand of elm trees and street trees downtown. And unfortunately, they love to find the clay pipes to run their roots through. So we have a pretty extensive program of cleaning out the sewers downtown because of blockages. Another issue on the island is that it's fairly flat, so you don't get a lot of slopes, and the sewer doesn't run as fast, so you get grease clogs and things like that. So it's a high maintenance system.
Now, one last question. Are you in charge of the stormwater drain system?
Yes, we are. We do stormwater as well.
Yeah.
Yep, we just finished having the variable frequency drives installed at Children's Beach, and since they've been installed, knock on wood, we haven't had any issues with the drainage in that particular area. But yeah, drainage, you'd think on a sandy island that stormwater would filter down quickly, but you tend to have areas where you need to put in infiltration basins and so forth to take care of the stormwater flow.
Well, this is all very interesting and very challenging.
It is.
How long have you been here?
I started in October.
Wow, you've come up to speed fast.
A couple of months, yeah.
Yeah.